The Samsung Galaxy S25 launched last year in early 2025 as Samsung's compact flagship, a phone designed for people who don't want a giant device, who don't want the Galaxy S25 Ultra. And throughout the year, I would pretty much state in all my videos that this device offers 85% of what the S25 Ultra has to offer. Now, fast forward 1 year later, does the Galaxy S25 still hold up as we're now in 2026 and we're expecting its successor to release fairly soon? So let's talk about the design and the build. It's compact and it's still really comfortable to hold in the hand. It remains one of, I guess, the truly compact flagship phones that we have nowadays. Like the compact phones that we used to get even like 2-3 years ago were like 5.8 inch display sized phones, 5.9 inch, but now the smallest phones we're getting are like 6.2, 6.3, and this Galaxy S25 has a 6.2 inch dynamic AMOLED display. It's great, 120 Hz refresh rate. Display quality is just phenomenal on this, but you probably won't be able to find a device smaller than this or something like the iPhone 17 essentially. This is what we get. This is the new compact form factor in 2026. That being said, after a year of use, I haven't noticed any issues with this design, no structural issues to complain about. The buttons feel really solid and clicky. The frame around the phone as well as the back and the glass have held up well. Granted, I do use a case right here. I'm using Samsung's official case and it's been great so far. Like no issues whatsoever on that end. If you like small, powerful phones, I think the Galaxy S25 still hits that sweet spot. It's easy to use one-handed, no issues whatsoever. And I really do like the slim bezels on this Galaxy S25. Now, of course, I did mention the display. It's really smooth and punchy. It still impresses a year later. The display is bright and color rich, and the adaptive 120 Hz refresh rate, it keeps the animation smooth on this. It's comfortable for daily tasks, whether you're browsing the web, you're using it for social media, you're playing games on this like Clash of Clans or Call of Duty, or watching lots of YouTube videos like myself. But now that we're in 2026, we're definitely getting much improved displays with other devices. So is it falling behind? No, not really. Like on a day-to-day use, you're not going to notice too much of an issue, or you're not going to be like, oh, I wish I had this so-and-so phone because it has like a brighter display or anything like that. This phone still performs like a champ in the display department, as well as the performance, because the Snapdragon 8 Elite on this Galaxy S25 is great, and it's still a capable performer even in 2026. Again, whether you're scrolling, browsing, doom scrolling, let's put it that way, using it for social media, navigation, playing Clash of Clans, playing just any sort of mobile games, it's going to tackle it at ease without any issues whatsoever. This doesn't really get that warm to the touch either. I know newer flagships are coming equipped with the Snapdragon 8 Elite Gen 5 as well as the Snapdragon 8 Gen 5, but even though this has Snapdragon 8 Elite, it still performs top tier. Like it still is a champ in that regards. And my favorite part is the software. One, because, well, it has One UI, and I'm currently rocking the One UI 8.5 beta on this Galaxy S25. But the fact that it also has 7 years of software updates, and One UI has definitely evolved throughout the years, and I've been a long time user of Samsung devices. My first smartphone was a Samsung Galaxy S. It was a T-Mobile variant called the S Blaze, and I remember TouchWiz, and it was very difficult to use. It was just really slow, laggy, just so many bloatware on it. This just cleans things up. This just feels much improved and super modern. One of my absolute favorite OEM skins that we have today. I mean, Pixel UI is up there as well, but One UI is also up there as one of my favorites. And you get a bunch of Galaxy AI features, which obviously one of my favorites that I use is Samsung's Object Eraser. It just performs like a champ. Like it is just super accurate. Absolutely love it. Now, for many, it's like you either really like One UI or you really don't. But I gotta tell you, There's some really good features in here, and I think a lot of people, if you start to use it, you'll really like it. You have to give credit to Samsung because in the software department as well as the performance, they really focus a lot on long-term support, on making sure the phone runs smooth 2, 3, 4, 7 years down the line. Now we're going to have to wait and see once we get to the Galaxy S25 Ultra, or the S25 in this case, its 7th year of Android updates, and see how well it performs. But 1 year in, I mean, this launched with Android 15. I currently have Android 16, and on top of that, I have the 8.5 beta that's slated to release with the S26 series. It's been very smooth. No issues, no bugs, no hiccups whatsoever. That's going to bring me into the cameras because it's got a triple camera setup and they're solid, but they're not cutting edge. I think Samsung has lots of room for improvement in the camera department, whether it's the actual lenses, like the hardware, as well as the software. You know, it's got the 50 megapixel main, 12 megapixel ultra wide, 10 megapixel telephoto. It's good. And it gets the job done. In daylight, especially, the results, they're sharp and generally well balanced for everyday photos. And low light and computational photography also get the job done. But, you know, there's other phones that have released since the S25 that have kind of been much better in that regards, especially when it's like night and AI imaging. I think Galaxy S25 is just falling a tad bit behind. And look, for most users, the camera is going to be very usable, whether it's for photos or videos, but it's obviously not going to be class leading into 2026. I hope Samsung does improve that with the S26 series and moving forward, just updating the hardware and the software, truly make it a top tier camera. This doesn't need to be an ultra to have a top tier camera. Yeah, it's not going to have all the ultra features, but you know, make it pretty darn good, you know. But look, if camera is not your main priority, I think you're going to really like the Galaxy S25. But the one main concern I would kind of bring up and talk about is the battery life with this, because the battery life, it's not that great. Like it's on the smaller side. Physical battery is 4,000 milliamp hours, and it's good. And it was better at launch, but since, you know, it's been a year, I've seen some battery degradation, and it barely makes it through the day, at least for me. But I'm a heavy user. Like, I'm constantly on my phone, especially for work. I do a lot of social media work, so for me, it's not gonna last me the entire day. But for many who are not in the same boat as me, like, this will last you all day without any issues whatsoever. So if you're in the same boat as me, then you probably want to reconsider. But if you don't really use your phone that often, you just text, call here and there, browse the web just a little bit, just check up on your emails, notifications once in a while, then yeah, this is going to be perfectly fine. I wish it had faster charging, because like the charging speed's 25 watts. Samsung calls it like super fast. It's not fast. So I don't know why Samsung has to bring faster charging to its base S models. But just to kind of wrap things up with the Galaxy S25, it's a valid flagship in 2026, especially if you love compact devices. Like, if you don't want the Plus or you don't want the Ultra, this is going to be that device for you, because it's held up really well. The performance is still really smooth. The software updates keep this device fresh, and I like One UI. It feels modern, and day-to-day use is still really enjoyable. But look, time has moved on, and it's going to continue to move on. There's newer phones that offer more power, stronger cameras, better battery endurance, and look, the Galaxy S26 is going to come out fairly soon. So if you already own one, I'd say you're in pretty good shape. There's obviously no urgent need to upgrade. I don't even think there's a need to upgrade to a Galaxy S26 if you're looking for one. But if you're considering buying this Galaxy S25 right now, maybe at the right price, you'll be able to find something that you like with this. But I'll tell you, once the S26 comes out, and if you don't want to pick that up, then I think it's the right time to buy this. You can buy it on sale at a much lower price. Going to get a price cut. You can find it on Amazon renewed on the secondary market, used at a much lower price, and it's going to offer you a balanced, comfortable, compact feel with this phone. Like that's what you're going to get. You're not going to get the cutting edge flagship that you do with the Ultra. That's completely okay, but you're still going to get, again, I still stand by 85% of what the Ultra has to offer. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, definitely be sure to superman the like button, comment down below, and best of all, share this video because it really does help out the channel out a lot and will help push my content out to more people. Definitely be sure to check out my latest wallpaper pack. It is called Lava Flow. Links will be in the description down below. That also goes a long way in helping out the channel. That's been it for me, and I'll catch you all in the next episode.